Hey YouTube, Bob here. Got a package in the mail today from GameStop, and it's a new product, but it was actually announced quite a bit ago. And it's something that I'm excited to add to my collection, but at the same time I'm a little bit nervous because, as you might imagine, I'm quite picky about the condition of the items that I add to my collection. And naturally, when you order things online, number one, you can't pick it yourself. You can't look at the condition, hold it in your hand, and see if it meets your criteria. And second of all, it has to be shipped to you, which definitely opens it up for further damage. But I've got my fingers crossed here, and I'm hoping that it's going to be in nice condition. Let's take a look and see what we have. Could open the left side, and the right side. And so that I don't damage it, what I usually like to do is just start it on the end here. And once you make a little cut in cellophane tape, you can usually just kind of do that. And then you don't have to worry about damaging what's inside. So what do we got? Well, it seems to be well cushioned in these kind of air packs here. And as you can see, upside down, it is the Legend of Zelda Monopoly. Take the box out here. What have we? Nice. It does look like it's in very nice condition. All the corners are crisp, not bent. Looking good. So what do we have on the front? 2 to 6 players, ages 8 to adult. Monopoly, fast dealing property trading game. Legend of Zelda Collector's Edition. And the sides of the box just show the logo. Let's take a look at the back here. Courage, wisdom, and power. Prepare yourself to take a trip through time. Travel through the land of Hyrule and beyond as you buy, sell, and trade some of the most memorable locations from The Legend of Zelda. Don't let Ganon hold you back. Includes 60-minute speed play rules, which is kind of nice because if you play Monopoly the way it's supposed to be played, it can actually last quite a long time. And let's see, 6 collectible tokens. You got the Triforce, the Hylian shield, the bow, the boomerang, the hookshot, and the exclusive GameStop Ocarina of Time, which is pretty cool. And this is by USAopoly, which is a company that puts out several versions of Monopoly. USAopoly puts out versions for sports teams. It puts out Coca-Cola Monopoly. And USAopoly has also put out 2 editions of Nintendo Monopoly, which I actually have in my collection. This is the first one, and this is the second edition. And why there's 2 editions of Nintendo Monopoly, I have no idea, other than to sucker collectors like me into buying 2 versions of the same thing. But anyway, I'm going to take a look at these editions of Monopoly in a separate video. This video, however, we're going to focus on Legend of Zelda Monopoly. So give me a moment here. I'm going to take the cellophane off this. Alright, got the cellophane off here. Set that aside. And let's take off the lid. Yeah, looks like we got the game board here. Off the bat here, and I could have told this already just by the size of the box, I'm a little bit disappointed in the style of the board that they chose to go with. This is a newer style of the board where, here, I'll show you the difference. You notice that the USAopoly version of the Nintendo Monopoly comes in a shallower but much longer box, and then this Legend of Zelda comes in a deeper but much shorter box. It's more compact. And I guess that's just an arbitrary design decision. I don't know which benefit one has either way. But what I like about the longer one, like the Nintendo Monopoly board, is that there's only one fold in the board here. You open up the board and there's just one crease. This board, however, there are creases and there are cuts, so to speak. If we open up the board here, You got one crease there where it folds. Then you got another crease here. And not only that, but there's a split in the board. So I would much rather have had just one board and have a longer box, but that's not the design decision that they went with this particular board, which I think is unfortunate, but I'll be able to deal with it. See, the problem here, I'm trying to get these two pieces to lay flat. There we go. But one thing that's really nice about this board, there are several editions of Monopoly, even if it's just the standard Monopoly. And what I find typically is they don't make a whole lot of changes to the boards graphically or, you know, with the text or anything like that. This particular board is beautiful. It looks like not only did they change the graphics around, they changed the names of the properties, obviously, and even the colors. For example, Boardwalk and Park Place, the blue properties, the Temple of Time, and Hyrule Castle. They have different graphics, they have different text, and the graphics, the actual simple graphics of the color bars at the top of each property are different as well. So we're going to start from go. I'm going to show you what this board has to offer. So, collect $200 salary as you pass. They chose the word salary. I'm hoping that the money is actually rupees. We'll see if that is addressed anywhere else. So, cheapest price, Elemental Sanctuary. Treasure Chest, which is a card you can draw. We'll get to those in a minute. Minish Village. Door Fee. Should have called it Door Repair if you're going to harken back to the original Zelda. Spirit Train. House of Gales. Empty Bottle, which should be a card you can draw, I believe. Sacred Realm. Low Rule Castle. And In Jail, just visiting. This particular space here, it looks like they didn't do too much unique for Legend of Zelda, because this is the typical graphic that they use for the jail space on the board. But just going down this first side of the board, it's very obvious that this covers all Legend of Zelda games from the beginning to the end, as recently as Legend of Zelda Link Between Worlds on the 3DS, because we have Low Rule Castle right here. So that's pretty cool. So let's open the board back up so we can see the next side. Come around the corner from jail, and we've got the Forsaken Fortress, Bomb Shop, which is one of the utilities, Tower of the Gods, Dragon Roost Island, Loft Wing, Four Sword Sanctuary, Treasure Chest Card, Death Mountain, and Vadi's Palace. And again, a corner square, free parking, nothing happens here. Bummer that they didn't update that particular one to include a Legend of Zelda reference. But every other property square seems to be fully updated, text and graphics, to represent the Legend of Zelda. So coming around the corner from free parking, Gerudo Desert, Empty Bottle, Zora's Domain, Twilight Realm, King of Red Lions, should be a utility, I believe, Snowhead, Great Bay, Potion Shop, and Clock Town. And then go to jail with the typical traditional Monopoly graphic, not a Legend of Zelda graphic. Got Elden Volcano, coming around to the expensive side of the board now. Farron Woods, Treasure Chest, Skyloft, Epona, Empty Bottle, Hyrule Castle, Mask Merchant, and Temple of Time. And that brings us back to the beginning. And actually, a design choice that I'm finding that I like that they implemented is that each color group of properties, the three properties or the two properties, depending on the block, they seem to coincide with a specific game. Like these properties here are from the Minish Cap. The light blue here are from Link Between Worlds. The pink ones are from Wind Waker. The orange ones are from Four Swords. The red ones are from Twilight Princess. The yellow ones are from Majora's Mask. green ones are from Skyward Sword, and then the blue ones are from Ocarina of Time, which I think is pretty cool that they grouped them like that. So it seems like the designers of this game knew their Legend of Zelda facts. It wasn't just somebody from USAopoly who was charged with coming up with a Legend of Zelda board and just did things arbitrarily. There's actually a design behind it, which is cool. I just wish that they would have, for the corner squares, the jail, the free parking, the go to jail, and the collect $200 salary as you pass go. I wish that those were more unique to the Legend of Zelda. But anyway, I am pleased with the board overall, with the exception of the four corners that haven't really changed their traditional design, which, you know, maybe they need to do that. In order to call this Monopoly, there needs to be some sort of constant in the design. But overall, I really like the board. I like the graphic in the middle, too. This is a beautiful Ocarina of Time art, it looks like. Looks like the maybe the 3D... the Ocarina of Time 3D for the 3DS. Looks like they took their design cues from that. So, great board. Except, of course, for this trifold design that they went for. But that's alright. It'll work just the same. Let's see what else we have here. Now, given that I got this from GameStop, I understand that there are some other GameStop exclusives in here. This is the directions, obviously. Take a look. Setting up, the rules for fast play if you don't want to be embroiled in an hours long Monopoly Fest, and just the standard fare when it comes to instructions. This, I believe, is the one of the GameStop exclusives, and oh man, they sealed it with a sticker. Now, sorry guys, I just can't bring myself to break that seal. That's just the way I am, but at least I can tell you what this is. This is supposed to be a limited edition lithograph, and as you can see right now, this is what it's supposed to look like. But I just can't bring myself to break this seal right here. There's a clear round sticker, but you guys saw what the lithograph looks like, so that's that. What else is going on in here? What I really like is that they did totally give the money an overhaul as far as the graphics go. And it looks like they are calling the currency rupees, which I like. We got the denomination here, both in symbol and words. Legend of Zelda. And it looks like there's something in Hylian script right there, which is really pretty cool. I wonder if that actually equates to anything in Japanese. Because as we learned from Hyrule Historia, is that the Hylian script characters actually do equate to hiragana and katakana Japanese characters. So maybe that actually says something in Japanese. That's pretty cool. Seeing a copyright date 1935 to 2014. Pretty cool. So that's the money, and you can see, in addition to giving it a complete graphical overhaul, they also have changed the color of the different denominations, which is pretty cool. Those aren't the traditional colors. And once you get it out of the pack here, each denomination sits up in these little slots so that the banker can deal out money as necessary throughout the game. Moving on, we'll take a look at the houses here. These are the houses with a green color and the hotels with a gold color, traditionally Legend of Zelda colors, which is cool. And even though they still look like houses and hotels, I'm given to understand that the green houses are referred to as Deku Sprouts, and the gold hotels are referred to as Deku Trees. Which is pretty cool, but I wish that they would have kind of made it a different shape than a house or a hotel. But regardless, it's kind of neat that they implemented that to make it unique to the Zelda version. And then you see we got the two dice in there, which don't have anything special about them. They're just standard white dice with black dots on them. Taking a look at the tokens here. Already showed you the tokens on the back of the box, but this one does include the GameCube exclusive, which is the ocarina. But we have them here, and I'll show you on the back of the box just to get a better idea of it. Again, you got the Triforce, the Hylian shield, the bow, boomerang, hookshot, and then the GameStop exclusive Ocarina of Time. Yeah, let's take a look at the last two things we have in the box here. First of which is a pack of cards, which is a couple different things. This is the treasure chest cards and the bottle cards, which replace the chance and community chest cards of a traditional Monopoly set. And those are just random events that happen. A lot of times you have to go to a different space, make opponents go to different spaces, you have to pay money, your opponent has to pay you money, or what have you. So these are just random events. But instead of chance and community chest, you've got the treasure chest and the bottle. Turn it around. The other half of these cards are the title deeds for all the properties, which I'm pleased to see they've given a complete graphical overhaul from a traditional Monopoly set. Title deed, title of the property, how much it costs for rent, and how much that increases when you plant Deku sprouts and Deku trees on the property, and what the mortgage value is as a whole, what you have to pay to buy it. Okay, and the last thing in this box is yet another GameStop exclusive here. These, I believe, are item cards, and there aren't too many of them. There's just the Goddess Harp, the Wind Waker, the Minish Cap, the Spirit Flute, the Phantom Hourglass, and the Ocarina of Time. And I believe what you can do with these, each player is dealt one per game, and they can use it only once per game. And based on the particular item that they have, it has a certain effect should they choose to use it at any point in the game. And so there you have it. That's the GameStop exclusive of the Legend of Zelda Collector's Edition Monopoly. And for only about $35, I think there are a lot more pros than cons to the set. I really enjoy that just about everything except for the four corners of the board have received a complete graphical overhaul, and just about every space on the board references the Legend of Zelda in some way. The railroads are Spirit Train and Epona, King of Red Lions, and a Loft Wing. That makes perfect sense in regards to transportation. Instead of having utilities, you have to pay fees on certain spots of the board, like door fee, mask merchant, potion shop, etc. I like that they're calling houses and hotels Deku Sprouts and Deku Trees, although I do wish that they would have, made the pieces look different than the traditional house or the hotel, but that's cool. I like that the money looks completely different. I like that the tokens are even a different color. They're kind of a bronzish gold color instead of the traditional pewter or silver, which I think is neat. And the nice GameStop exclusive elements like the lithograph and the power cards really make this set worth owning. I was reading online that this set, the game board, the way that it folds is exclusive to the GameStop Special Edition. So I don't know. You guys know the way I am. I already have both Nintendo Monopoly sets. If the standard non-GameStop Collector's Edition version of the game has the long board with only one fold, I just might have to get that. So we'll see. Maybe there'll be another video in the works in addition to the ones that I am definitely going to do on the two different versions of Nintendo Monopoly. So definitely look forward to those. Hope you enjoyed this video though, and I want to thank you for taking the time to watch it. And until next time, you guys take it easy. Talk to you later.